when I realized that this was going to be my life, the life of an entrepreneur, the life of a business person, I realized that I had to learn a lot. And I realized I had been missing a lot of skills. There were a ton of holes to fill. And recently, I adopted this mentality of looking for the holes, which has been so eye-opening and valuable. And what I mean by that is identifying where in myself, in my business, in my relationships, there are things that can be filled, right? Where I can put energy into that's going to bring me a ongoing return. That's another way of thinking about it. And in a business sense, it's simple. And we'll back up again. When I had realized like this was who I am, this is my life. It was right after I had closed my first CrossFit gym, and I was in this crisis mode of feeling like I had failed and like I was not good enough. This was a challenging time in my life. I had put all of my eggs into this one basket. I had gotten into a ton of debt. I had given up a lot of relationships and sabotaged some others. And I gave up a career that I had at the time that was safe and secure. And now I was left again with nothing, or so I thought. And my mindset has changed a ton since then. That's the whole point of this. And what I was thinking about in this time frame is, okay, well, there's a lot of problems that I have to solve about how I'm going to go about this, because I knew a couple of things. I knew I didn't want to go back to a life that I hated. I didn't want to get a job. And I ended up getting a job temporarily that was well paying and had benefits. And I learned a ton in that time frame. It was a time that I had to invest in. So I invested my time in myself and in, might as well fill the time with something. But I knew that long term, my life was going to go in this direction toward the entrepreneurial journey, if we can call it that. So I started to look at the holes that needed to be filled, right? And in business, it's simple. There's a couple of different things we can look at. And as I went about my life, I started looking in these areas and developing them. And there's the personal side. So I could look at my health, my physical health, how I feel every day from a physical standpoint. And then there's the mental health side. There's the relationship health side. And I looked at those things for sure. And I wanted to fix them. I wanted to get them dialed in to a point where like they can coast, right? And if you look at this as in terms of like battery level in each one, they were pretty low. So I had to revamp my relationship to exercise and become comfortable with that again. And then I wanted to fix my relationships because I recognized that there were a lot of problems in my relationships. And I was the contributing factor to those problems, and that took me the longest time, years, and I'm still working on that. The battery level is going up. And then my mental health. My mental health has taken a lot of turns over the years, different ways, and I experience a lot of different things, depression and stress and anxiety and distraction and things of that nature. And there's ebbs and flows to that. And I've been doing a lot of work on the personal development side to combat that and improve. And then there was my professional development, and I really dove into this. I want to say 6 years ago. when I recognized how much education is out there, how much access we have for professional development. I thought in the beginning, I thought it was school. I had to go to school, and that was, not what I was interested in at the time. And I looked elsewhere. And so I took a lot of courses, and eventually I started listening to a lot of podcasts that were business related and mindset related and money related. And this led me down a journey of pursuing professional development for a long time, years. That was really the thing that I had been doing primarily. And, aside from personal development, my attention was professional development. The personal development followed suit. I thought I needed to fix all of those things before fixing myself on the inside. And what I ended up doing as a result is fixing myself on the inside so I can show up for the professional side better. And my professional side has improved drastically. I gained a lot of new skills in how to manage and operate systems, processes for a business, and what aspects of business there are that need to be tended to, whether it's operational or systems and processes, right? The back end or the financial end or the fulfillment side and sales and all of these different things. And it blew my mind to what I, one, didn't know, and two, was capable of knowing. Like, I didn't realize like I could learn these things and do them well. And that was a great realization. And so I did a lot of, I ended up with doing a lot of longer term coaching courses with organizations that taught these things. And that's when a lot of things started to shift for me, because what I noticed is with a lot of these courses, there was personal development built in. And when I finally realized, like, okay, I have these tools now, I have the ability to create a revenue stream out of nothing. I have the ability to sell something really valuable to people. I have the ability to improve the way I communicate, the way I talk to myself, the way I manage my time and my energy. And then it came down to the one thing that was missing, and it was the thing that was present as a recurring problem in my life for my life, right? Something I grew up around, and that was the money. And this was the third piece that I knew I needed to develop and make a priority. And I had been doing so. There was a lot I was doing when it came to managing my money, right? Managing my finances. And the things that I was doing was learning about different types of investments. And that was great. There was learning about different budget systems and accounting systems. And that was really valuable. And over time, I realized, I had been able to make a lot of money in my life, create money, right? Out of nothing, right? That's what a sale is. I created this thing and now I'm going to charge money, and here's the money, right? And then I had very little to show for it. And yes, I had put some things into investments, mutual funds and whatnot. And still it wasn't enough for me, because I was still working too much, let's say, working to the point of, again, feeling like work, like this was a job. And that's not the point of the lifestyle of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs, we want sovereignty of that. We want freedom. We want fulfillment. That was what I was looking for. That's what I'm still looking for and actively pursuing. And so I decided that, let me dive into this more. And I had been hearing this from clients as well, a lot, their stories around money and their mindset. And it led me down this path of learning a ton more when it came to money. And I had been this person who, money just eluded me. I would have a lot and then I'd spend a lot. And I remember one year where, I filed my taxes and I had made 100 and over 100K, right, net. And I had nothing to show for it. It was wild to me. I felt stressed a lot when it came to money. There's times where I hesitated to look at my bank account. And if there was money involved in a situation, I would freeze, right? In a conflict situation between two people, between me and another person, whether it be a business partner or a client, I'd freeze. I'd think about that as something that's, too much to handle right now, right? My anxiety kicked in. If there was money for me to spend and it was something that I was forced to spend it on, I didn't want to do it. There was a year I didn't file my taxes. I had to do that. I had to make up for it, of course. Luckily, it wasn't a lot of money that year. This was definitely a struggle year. And because of this, I would get so much anxiety around not having enough. And so my journey has taken me through making a ton of money, losing all of it, not having it anymore because I spent it or I reinvested into things that it weren't ready to be invested in, or they weren't viable for me as a business or as a business period. Or I put work into something and then I stopped putting the effort in. And so that money went to a dead end. Ultimately, I had to learn how to manage myself, mostly my stress and my anxiety around money. And this system I came up with has been really helpful, my money mindset system. And it's helped me in a lot of different ways. The coping in terms of feeling feeling okay, feeling in control when I'm low on funds because I know what I'm capable of. And then knowing what to do when I have money. That's another thing. Knowing that when I have X dollars in my bank account, exactly what that's going to go toward and what I'm going to receive from it. And that's a great feeling. And the key is knowing how much is really necessary, is optimal. I used to have this belief of, how much money is enough money for me to make so that I can live this lifestyle. And no, that's not how it works. I need to figure out what's the optimal amount of money for me to make so I can do the thing I want to do, live this lifestyle. So it's, what does my lifestyle cost me? Like the things I really want to do, what's that cost? On a monthly basis, annual basis, how much money do I need to take in personally so that I can use it on these different things? And part of that is, okay, what's a business expense and what's a personal expense? And those are two separate things. And I talk about that in my money course, my money mindset course. And I also came up with this concept around resource management, we can call it, and what we consider to be an asset and an investment. And these three things working together help me to understand how I can continue to do the things that I actually wanted and enjoyed, feel good about it, and have the right amount of money, right? Because a lot of the things that we want don't actually cost any money. What they do cost us is time and energy and effort. And we have those things, and knowledge often as well. We have those things to give. And what this has given me is the sovereignty over myself, within myself, for what I get to put my energy into. And now that doesn't mean have enough money, get rich. It doesn't. And there's aspects of that that are really important, that I'm looking for, that I'm actively pursuing. And because of this mindset I've adopted, I'm able to actively pursue that and build my net worth and generate wealth. And this takes time. The pursuit of it is what's really cool, because the lifestyle that I get to enjoy and that I'm creating for myself and my family is what's really important. I want to end on this. The biggest thing that changing your mindset around money will do for you is it'll allow you to give yourself space. And what I mean by that is, right, clear out some mental garbage, mental real estate. There's things up here that are taking up a lot of space that aren't necessary. And as a business owner or someone who's pursuing entrepreneurship, that could be the tasks that you stress about or that are on the back of your mind that you know you have to do and get done. There's the things that you struggle with. Like for me, it was money. For me, it was a lot of times follow through on certain tasks. You can free up this time by investing properly, investing your time, your energy and effort properly, and then investing your money properly. So being able to delegate, being able to contract certain work or hire out, outsource, so that you can lean into what you are really good at. And entrepreneurs tend to be really good at a couple of things. And where they struggle is bridging the gap between being able to do what they do and making a living doing it, right? So they try to build this system, this business around it, but ends up becoming a job and they end up struggling. And so we have to create a system that works, that operates, so that you can then come in and play your role, which is your unique ability. And that may only be doing certain things in your business to where it works well enough, it works optimally so that you can enjoy the rest of your life. And then there's balance. And the term balance has been thrown around a lot lately, like work-life balance. And that's why a lot of people go into entrepreneurship. And what I've recognized, what I've realized is that entrepreneurship is about work-life integration versus balance. And integration is this coexistence of the thing that you love to do and the thing that makes you money and the thing that you're really good at. In the book Good to Great, they consider this the hedgehog concept. And the leader in the company, the leader in the business, the entrepreneur, the creator is living within that sphere. And oftentimes they'll end up doing things that are outside of that or only fill one or two boxes rather than enjoy a lot, good at, and makes money. And when you can integrate, right, you get to now live the lifestyle that you want, that you're also selling. Like as an entrepreneur, as a coach, like, or as an artist, you're selling your art because you embody that art. Leaders practice the art of leadership and they sell that, right? Their passion leads to influence. Their influence leads to creation, and ultimately money. And the purpose of this, right? The purpose of creating a business is so that you could sustain your life, sustain your lifestyle. For me, that's getting to work with awesome people, right? I love working with business owners. I love working with coaches. I love working with artists and creators. Entrepreneurs are like, that's who I connect with. And I also have a lot of these skills. And so I'm good at these things. So I know I have a couple of boxes. Now, how can I make money? All right, well, what's the thing that people need that I can do? Right. So curating these environments, the retreats, this blends my love of travel and adventure. So I invite people to these retreats and we get to work through these things. And they're all these entrepreneurs and these coaches and these awesome people that I get to spend my time with. And we all learn something. And the value that I receive is my fulfillment, and the value that my friends, my partners, these new relationships I've created, they get to receive all of the knowledge that I'm bringing them. And it's not only for me, it's from the other people that I bring into the space, the experts in their fields. So we can share and create this box and then spread that outward. And I get to curate that. That's fucking awesome. It's exciting thinking about it. So to summarize, when it comes to recognizing that this is your life, you're not going back to that 9-to-5 thing. What are the boxes that you need to check? Is it financial sovereignty? Is it your personal mindset? Is it professional development? Which one is it? Is it leadership skills? And if it's any of those things, that's all an aspect of your mindset. Right? First, become the person, shift the identity, shift the mindset to what it takes to learn and develop these things. And then you get to actually learn and develop these things. And the fulfillment piece is in the learning. It's in the doing, not in the end result. I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to check, look at these boxes and check them off and see which ones you're lacking in.